Da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-dum. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out War for the White House from G-Pack. This is for 2 to 4 players. Age is 6 plus. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes to play. And in War for the White House, you are going to be warring for the White House. You're going to be running for president and then playing war to try and get enough primary and secondary objectives to win the game. But along the way, there will be unique twists and turns in this modified game of war. Yes, literally a game of war. But is it good? Let's open it up. I'll tell you. Alright then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of War for the White House. First and foremost, we have our handy-dandy little rule cards. You're going to get 4 of them. They are single-sided, so really it's 2 cards double-sided. And one of the cards is just the rules on how to play the hardball poker. So it's 1.5 cards. And it's really not as well done as it should be. It doesn't seem like it's a bad rule card, but it should be better because we still were like, wait, is this how we do it? We weren't quite sure. But really, I can teach you how to play the game right now because it is a very simple game. So War for the White House is essentially modified war. You're going to be trying to capture either 5 red cards, which are primary objectives, or 1 primary objective and 5 secondary objectives. And as you can probably guess, the secondary objectives, there's going to be a few more in there. So, in the game, you're going to shuffle up all the cards. You're going to deal the cards evenly between 2 to 4 players, and then you are going to take turns flipping over your cards. You're going to do it all at the same time, and bada boom. This one has a 3. This one has a 2. Guess who wins? Yes, you guessed it. This person wins the 3, so they get both cards. Do it once again. We have a 9, and we have a -3. Oh, man. So how this works is, when you get a -3, this is a special card. What does this mean? This just means you've lost the battle. So now you have to lose 1, 2, 3 of your cards, just automatically. So not only did you lose that card, which is a good thing, you're going to lose that card, now somebody else is going to get it, you also going to look at the winning player's card and see if it has a special ability. So this one does. Normally, they would get to capture 1 battleground state. So if someone had a battleground state in their discard pile, then you could take that. But for the time being, you cannot. So let's see. We gave up a 6, 11, and a 2. That's a hurt. So all these cards go over here. And we do it once again. We got a 6 versus a 7. Bada boom. 7 wins. We got a 9 versus a 12. 12 wins. Capture 3 objectives, but unfortunately, there's no objective outs right now because apparently I didn't shuffle very well, so the 12 would win. The losing player's card does not take effect. What is on the card does not take effect unless it's the -3. Now, there are some other fancy cards in here that I want to show you, and also I want to show you that there are secondary objectives that apparently I just didn't shuffle very well. There's a multiplier. There's a ×2 card where you're going to play another card, and that will double it. But anywho, you're going to continue to do that until either A, you were the last person left standing because you have somebody has ran out of cards completely, or B, you have captured 5 of the primary objectives, or 1 of the primary objectives and 5 of the secondary objectives. Now, one last thing I do want to mention is eventually you will get what is called a war, and that is where you both lay down the same card at the same time. So you might lay down 2 5s, and as you guessed, in typical war fashion, you're going to deal out 3 more cards, 1, 2, 3, then you're going to flip over the top card of the deck, and whoever has the highest number is going to take all of those cards. Now, one last little rule I forgot to mention is that if you flip over a secondary or primary objective as your first card, then you flip over another card, and then that one will have your number. So, wow. We would now have a 4 trying to defend these 2 cards right here, so most likely we would lose these 2 cards, which would not be good for us. But that, in a nutshell, is how War for the White House is played. Oh, great, great. War for the White House from G-Pack. What are my final thoughts? Let's go to the pros, let's go to the cons. First, on the pro side, the game is small, portable, compact. It is pretty easy to learn. The rule cards are decently well done. There's 2 versions of play in this game. You can play the hardball poker mode, which is, well, standard poker. And then you have the war game. It's easy to teach, and young children that can read can play it. And did I mention it's a nice, compact, portable tuck box? Oh, it's 2015. I thought it was 1983. Yes, this is war with special abilities, but that first part of that sentence should immediately tell you that this is not a good game. This is war with bells and whistles. And for some reason, in 2015, going on 2016, someone thought redoing war was a great idea. And they barely even redid war. Essentially, it's just war, but with special ability cards thrown in there. So when you win a war, something special is going to happen. And it's not well done. First and foremost, the rule cards. I hate rule cards most of the time. And these are not particularly good rule cards, which is impressive considering the game is war. How do you screw it up? But there's sometimes we had a lot more issues than we should have had trying to figure out the game. But once we got past that, we were like, okay, maybe this game is good. It's quick, it's light, and simple. And here's the thing. You have no choices whatsoever. You flip over a card, and you do exactly what that card says. And sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose, but woohoo! You're having fun flipping over cards! Are you having fun? Because I'm sure having fun flipping over cards. Don't even get me started on some of the cards, because the cards are very generic. So, this is a 3. This is a 2. And then it's got some flavor text on it. Now, some of the cards do have special abilities, and those will spice up the game a little bit, but not really that much. My favorite card, and when I say favorite, I mean least favorite card potentially ever in a game ever, is the -3 card. Yes, the Fortune of Wars. This one literally just means you play this card, and then you lose 3 cards. That's it. You play this, and hooray, you just lost 3 cards. Now, if you're losing primary and secondary objectives, boop, too bad, you lost them. That's fun. And the best part, and this can happen, and it did happen to us, it actually happened twice when we played the game, is there's a doubler card. When you come to a doubler card, you have to play another card, and what happens when you play a -3 on a doubler? Well, you lose 6 of your cards! Woohoo! Isn't that fun, guys? Isn't that super duper fun? How could we make war more fun? Actually, that's my favorite card in the game because it gets the game over quicker for you. If you couldn't tell, war for the White House is a pile of garbage! It's like, who really in their right mind thought this was the game? That this was the one that was going to put them on the map? It's just frustrating. So overall, War on the White House. If you can find this for a nickel, save your nickel. Just throw it on the ground. I don't know. It's a really bad game. The rule cards are not well done. I mean, hardball poker, really? That's the selling point? Someone was like, man, but I bet we can get more people with hardball poker. You know what? I'm done talking about this stupid game. War for the White House. Avoid this game like the plague. If you enjoyed this video, please sure to click on the subscribe button down below and in the comments below. Let me know if you were the president, what would be the first thing that you would do? I would probably try and legalize and taxize marijuana so we could make take all that money and put it into the educational system and the infrastructure system, because our bridges are eventually going to start collapsing, and there's going to come a point where one major bridge is going to just get destroyed and hundreds of people are going to die, and then we'll focus on the infrastructure section. But I would love to do that beforehand, because that's just, we shouldn't knee-jerk react to everything. But what would you do if you were the president? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.